Hello, we have today the head coach of of Mount St. Vincent, James Mooney. Coach, thank you for joining. And my first question for you is, you guys are on a three-game winning streak. And what's interesting is that, at first you start off the season off to a rocky start, but now you guys have won three straight. What's been the difference that you guys have been able to play such great basketball?
So we were shaking off a lot of rust. It had been essentially 2 years that my guys haven't played basketball. Last year during COVID, we didn't really get to practice. We didn't get to play, no games, nothing. And then not to mention, we had a pretty much brand new roster. We had about eight or so freshmen that came in last year that are now sophomores. And then we brought in about probably around the same amount of freshmen this year between JV and varsity. So there was a lot stacked against us. And I don't want to say that we were any different from everyone else, because obviously everyone dealt with the pandemic last year to some degree. And, and even still battling it now as we speak with postponements and stuff like that. But we were trying to figure ourselves out, so shaking off the rust, and then not to mention having a brand new team come together and figure each other out with a brand new offense, brand new defense, and everything else on top of a pretty tough schedule. It was tough, but I told them it would be a rough start, and that the way our offense and defense and everything that we're doing is built is that it's going to be a steady climb. You just got to stay with it. So you're going to get battle tested early, but we're going to keep doing what we do and focus on what we focus on. And so now we're starting to see it come together, and it's beautiful because you see everyone making the extra pass, and you see guys now reading each other and knowing what their tendencies are and everything like that. So it's great that it's coming together. It's really, really fun to watch. And like every coach is worried about is like, hey, can we keep this up? And then after Monday we have essentially 13 to 14 days of a break, and then you got to kind of restart it again. And so we're going to ride this wave for as long as we can. But, this three-game winning streak that we're on it's really right where at least I expected us to be.
You guys will be taking on City College, the Beavers. And the last time that the Beavers and the Dolphins met up were in 2015, which both meetings, Beavers have beaten the Dolphins. So what do you feel some of the adjustments you need to make, especially in the first 10 minutes of the game?
So, it's funny, history, right? 2015, I wasn't here. No one on my team was here. And going into St. Joe's, Brooklyn, I put, since I was the head coach here in 2017, what our history was with, against St. Joe's, Brooklyn, especially at St. Joe's, Brooklyn. And we were 0-3 going into that game. I said, so history is funny in a way because it can repeat itself, but also too, none of you are really part of that history. So you guys really want to rewrite it. That's the challenge, is rewrite history. And right now, even with this three-game winning streak, we haven't won 3 games in a row since 2017, 2018, my first year. So looking back at CCNY, I really don't care what our history is, because CCNY is a brand new team, brand new coach, same thing with us. So I look at just kind of, all right, how's CCNY doing now? What are they doing well? Where can we take advantage of them? Blah, blah, blah. Who are their guys? And CCNY's got some great pieces. They got 5 guys scoring double figures. It's one thing to stop 1 or 2 guys. It's another thing to try to stop 5, but collectively as a unit, I tell the guys all the time, it takes 5 guys to defend 1 guy, so everyone's got to be on the same page to try to stop all of them. Help defense has got to be there. Guy guarding the ball has to make sure that they're pressuring the ball and containing it. So really the first 10 minutes for us going into CCNY is just, let's take care of the basketball. Let's run our offense and let's defend. Let's keep them out of the paint. We're going to scout them out. Obviously, we're going to be prepared for what they do. And then like everything else, it's just a matter of our guys going out there and executing the game plan.
And the Dolphins have been playing great offense, especially defense as well. As a coach, you're never satisfied. So what do you feel that there are things that the team must work on?
So turnovers were a huge issue for us when we first started. Guys even just dropping passes, dribbling off their feet, right? So when I said shaking the rust, a lot of it was unforced turnovers. These past 2 games, and I made note of it to them, was we had 20 assists and 7 turnovers against SUNY Westbury 2 games ago. And then St. Joe's Brooklyn on Saturday, we had 19 and 8. And I said, this is the first time since 2013 that our program has had less than 10 turnovers in back-to-back games. So I keep stressing to them that we're trending up and just keep going. And we've shown it. Even before these 2 games, our turnovers have gone down and our assists have gone up. And a big part of it is we're executing better offensively. We're seeing when, where, and how we could score within our offense. Before, guys were just defaulting to ball screen. Let me pull up, let me create, let me ISO. And they're recognizing like, hey, that's actually more work to score than let me wait for the screen, let me curl this, let me go back door and get an easy layup. So for me, it's defensively, we're there. The intensity is there, the effort is there. And it's funny because we don't stress it as much. In my years past, that's all we did. Like defense, 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 defense. And I flipped it because you could defend all you want, but if you can't score, it doesn't matter. And it does affect your defense when you go on these like droughts where you just can't score. So the emphasis has been primarily on offense. And because it's a read and react offense, guys just have to know how to play basketball. It's not a set play. So I'm not calling 1, 2, and you know who you're going to screen. You know what this guy's going to do off the screen and blah, blah, blah. Guy passes here, you could do X, Y, and Z. You dribble at this guy, you could do X, Y, and Z. And it's all based on reading the defense and our guys making plays. And really, that's the biggest thing we've been stressing and we'll continue to stress, because if we're able to execute at a high level, it's going to be very hard to stop us because you can't scout it. You might know what our tendencies are, what we might do, but I don't even know what they're going to do until they do it. And our guys are the same way. They don't know what they're about to do until they do it when the play comes to them. So that's really been the biggest focus. But defensively, I'm extremely proud of our effort.
Dan Porsick, in the last 2 games, he's averaging 23 points per game. As a coach, what message did you give him, or like what was some encouragement that you gave him that he's just been playing lights out these last 2 games?
Shoot the ball, and then shoot it 10 times more. And that's my message to the whole team. I said, if there's one coach in America that can understand shooting and green lights and whatever, and it's me. That's what I did playing here. I stress to the guys, if you're hot, if you're a shooter, just shoot the ball. I yell at them more for not shooting than shooting. So with Dan, for instance, he was trying to, because as a newcomer, he's not trying to ruffle feathers. He's trying to fit in. He's trying to find his way. And I said to him, I said, you're too good to kind of come in here and just kind of feel your way out. I'm like, you're better than that. You don't need to take a step back. The team doesn't want you to take a step back. So it's okay to be selfish. And my biggest saying is, you got to be selfish to be unselfish. The more aggressive you are looking to score and shoot, the easier it'll be for you to create for others and get guys open looks, because, if they're screening for you and you're coming off screens, catching and shooting, they're going to be open off of the screen because 2 guys are going to go with you and they're going to have an easy layup. So with Dan, same thing with the rest of the team. It's finding where his scoring opportunities were and being comfortable and confident enough to say, hey, you got to shoot 15 to 20 times a game. You have to. And you should. You've earned that right. You have the ability to shoot that many times because I know you're going to make 45% of your shots, so we'd be dumb to not let you go. If you were shooting below 30% and now you're making 2 shots out of every 10, all right, now, hey, let's pass the ball. Let's get other guys involved. But for him, the biggest message from day one has been like, you got to look to score. You got to be aggressive. As soon as you come off screens, there will be plays I've designed for him. and I would scream at him because he doesn't recognize that this play is for him to shoot, not pass. So he's starting to finally recognize that. And, he's caught his rhythm, and he's doing exactly what I knew he was capable of and what he was capable of at Concordia and Putnam Science and everywhere else. Just do what you do. You have the full support of me and the team. So just keep going. And, finally he's catching some stride.
Coach, thank you for your time and best of luck in tomorrow's game.
I appreciate that, Miguel. Thank you so much for inviting me, and it was great talking to you.